Hey guys, so another kind of hitting video. This will be kind of branching off my last hitting video. This is going to focus on timing and how you guys can improve your timing. Improving your timing does a lot for you. It gives you higher exit velocities, so you hit the ball harder. It helps you foul off pitches so you don't strike out nearly as much. And that is something I have noticed. Usually when I play worse players, you can tell how good a player is at the game by how much they strike out, right? A player like me, I might strike out once a game on like all-star difficulty, and that's usually by taking like a third strike looking that I thought was a ball, something like that. Good players don't strike out that much on Hall of Fame. You don't see elite players strike out too much on Legend, but good players still do strike out on Legend. So the first step I would give to improve your guys' timing is play on a monitor, right? Every electronic device that you can see your game on has what's called input lag, input delay. And basically, what that is the time it takes from the picture to get from the device that you're playing on to the device that is displayed on. You will never get a one-to-one match of your display to what's actually happening. So it's known as input lag. By playing on a monitor, you're reducing this as much as possible. TVs have a much bigger surface area, so it takes longer for that picture to be generated and for your eyes and display to perceive what is happening. And so that's why you guys are getting gassed up by outlier fastballs, and you're having to be very early on curveballs because you think it's the fastball and it's just messing all your timing up. I'm not going to say a monitor is going to be the be all end all and solve all your timings problems and you're going to be great after that, but it will definitely help, probably more than anything else, unless you're just doing something fundamentally wrong while playing the game. Another thing you can do is, if you're on next gen consoles that support 120 hertz refresh rate, you can do that. It will help your timing a little bit. It will help pitch recognition a little bit. Basically, you don't get more frames, but everything that you do see is a lot smoother and it transitions better. And that will help your timing a little bit. And then I guess we need to get into actual methods, right? So a couple things about timing are not all timing, are equal. Obviously, that's obvious. In descending order, if I had to put them there, perfect is obviously the best. It's the hardest to do. It usually gives you the best result. Behind that are going to be earlier side of good. A lot of you guys probably don't know what that is. Basically, the good window is pretty big. If you pay attention to the display in the bottom left after you swing, you want to be in the front half of that. So you want to be earlier side of good is what it's known as. Typically, that's going to give you higher exit velocities than later side of good, and sometimes even perfect. So you go perfect, you go early side of good, you go late side of good, and then it's usually just early, and then early, and then all your lates. So basically, what I'm saying is it's always better to err on the side of being early than it is being late. Usually, you're not going to push a home run out, but you can pull home runs out all the time. I'm sure you guys have been pitching online and thrown like a backdoor cutter or a backdoor slider, and they yank it out and pull it and they're early and they hit a home run and you're probably not happy about it. That is because it is somewhat realistic, to be honest. Hitters in real life tend to pull the ball with higher exit velos than they push the ball, then they go opposite field. And until MLB creates either a new hitting engine or fundamentally changes the way this one works, it will always be like that. It has been like that for years. You should always be early instead of being late. And so now we can get into actual timing methods to maybe help some of you guys that either are already on a monitor and are struggling, or the game's not that serious to you and you don't want to go get a monitor, but you still want to, be a little more competitive, not be awful, not strike out a lot. So the first method I'll talk about is you can see we're on Hall of Fame. Is using your batter's cues, right? Using their load with their hands when their hands come back, with people like Babe Ruth and stuff, Lou Gehrig. So a lot of people like Lou Gehrig, or using leg kicks and toe taps to help kind of time you up. This is how I hit online. You can see Chipper does a toe tap. When that second toe tap happens, it's kind of my mental cue to, okay, I'm entering the timing window. I need to be ready to swing. You can see I slowed the bat down too much right there. Thought it was a breaking ball. It was not. And that's pretty much it, right? We're using a toe tap to kind of let us know when we are in the window to swing. And that's basically it. I don't personally enjoy toe taps too much. I'll show you guys some of my more favorite swings. Obviously, we're doing a bad job, but Ashcraft is deciding to only throw cutters for some reason instead of the outlier fastball and sinker I gave him. I gave him Rocky's pitches. This is a custom roster. You guys can do it if you want to get more comfortable with some of your players. This is probably my favorite swing in the game. It's Mike Trout. He has a very high, very distinct leg kick. Some other players like that are JT Realmuto, Will Smith, people like that. And pretty much when I see that leg kick come up, it is letting me know that I'm in the timing window to be ready to swing. Obviously, I am struggling a little bit right now without sound and no headset and not really being locked in. It is a little tougher, but if you put focused practice into this, you will have better results. So you can see right there, we have that high leg kick. As soon as it's at its peak, we know that we need to be ready to swing. Late right there. Obviously, is an outlier sinker on Hall of Fame. It's not the easiest pitch to hit. Jammed. So that's what I'm talking about, right? You can see that's a late with 82 miles an hour. If we're early on that, it's probably a home run. You know, it's a hung breaking ball. So it will get punished if we just get around on it if we're a little earlier. But another batting stance I do enjoy is Babe Ruth. I thought he was on the roster. He is. He is more of a hands person. If you pay attention to his hands when he's loading his hands, it'll give you a good idea of the timing window that you're looking at. You can see they kind of dip down, they go back. When they're back, you should be ready to swing. It's pretty easy. You can see we're just late, just a tad bit late. If you're just early right there, you're probably going to get a better exit velo. Another method that I will talk about briefly, I won't get too in depth on it because I don't personally do it, but Magunsky popularized it a couple years ago. I don't know how many top players use it. He said that he did use it. I don't know if he still uses it. I haven't watched any of his hitting stuff recently. But basically, he would use counts or tones, metronomes as they're known as, to kind of decide when to swing. So when the pitcher's hands break, that would be 1, 1, 2, and then 3 would be when you're supposed to swing. And that's kind of was his way of finding your timing window. So we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. So I don't personally do that. I never really enjoyed it. But if you guys are really struggling with your timing and you don't like cues, or you have batters in your lineup that you're not going to replace and you don't really like their cues, maybe that will be a better way for you guys to do it. I don't really enjoy Griffey's cues too much. It would probably help with that. Griffey is a great example of you need to be early. You need to pull the ball. He's not typically going to go the other way with the ball too great. You can see, yeah, that's great. It's 104 off the bat. But if we're earlier side of good right there, it's a home run. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's how you improve your timing and how you can improve your results. Err on the side of being early. Play on a monitor. Find a consistent way for you guys to, time up pitches, time up pitchers, use your batter's cues. If you want to use a metronome system, go ahead, do that. Another thing, briefly, I'll mention this. If you find yourself getting into really laggy game lobbies and one swing from the next doesn't really make sense, they throw 2 sinkers, you're very early on one, you're very late on the next one. You might want to try to turn your crossplay off. Crossplay servers, sometimes the servers themselves can be bad, but crossplay servers can be really bad sometimes, and it can affect timing windows and make it more difficult for you guys to find it. So, figured that was worth a brief mention. As always, if the video was helpful, I'd encourage you guys to like and subscribe if at all possible. And yeah, peace, guys.